Yay! Now it's finally start losing the game. So I'm just gonna confirm. So press space and well, sorry. Okay. Can I skip? Can I? How to skip? Oh, it's already skipped. Oh, okay. This game features descriptions of violence, gore, and animal cruelty. Play with lights off, and I couldn't read the rest. The story is a warning. Thank you. You could be next. Sometimes I wonder why they keep the convenience store open that long. Just like the night, just like fuck, just like last night and the night before, barely any customers came. Wherever, as long as I get paid. Looks like it started raining right when I got home. Guess I was lucky. Can open the window and let fresh air in without getting my laptop wet. So, all right. How should I kill time tonight? This big disadvantage of being awake when everyone else was asleep was that I had no one to chat with after getting home. Sometimes I'd play random games I'd find on the internet or watch some movie, unproductive stuff, which is probably a bad habit considering I still hadn't figured out what direction to make my life in. Let me put on some music first. This is the perfect soundtrack for a chill rainy night. Guys, let's chill. Okay. Hmm? Email? I barely ever get any emails. The store manager usually contacts me via SMS and my friends via full chat. Huh, it's an email by Blaze Mark III. I hadn't heard the name in forever. Oh, Blaze is an old classmate of mine. He was the smartest, now great, no probably the whole school. He also generally kept people at arm's length. I barely knew anything about him because of that. Why was he sending me an email? Oh no, my name is Blaze Martree. You might remember me from our shared time at school. Recently, a couple of classmates I decided that it would be a great idea to catch up with everyone. This might serve as a great opportunity to reforge connections and to learn more about the past everyone has taken. Fuck this word. This could result in an in-person reunion in the future. I have linked an invitation to a group chat so we created and invited all classmates to below. That you will need to install a free piece of chat software called Full Chat to participate. Don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Yours sincerely, Blaze Mark III. This mail was oddly formal for an invitation to a class reunion chat. This was Blaze had work that made it seem more like a business opportunity. Either way, this sounded like a great idea. The only person I had kept in touch with since leaving school was my best friend Liv. Generally, I did enjoy my time in school, and most people in my class were pretty cool. I'd also love to know what they are currently doing. Maybe they could give me some ideas for my future. I'd also love to know what they currently are doing. Maybe they could give me some more ideas for my future. Amy, what's going on? Alright, it's settled. Time to join the group chat. Not that anyone would be online this time of night. Seems like three people are aside from me have joined to the chat so far. Class reunion, LIV, mom. You, Blaze, Gigi. What the hell is that? Me, Mike. Oh, Blaze is writing something. Seems like he's still awake after all that. Where? Okay. Hello, Amy. It's nice to see you here. You are one of the first to join the group chat, aside from Suri, who came up with the idea for this class reunion project. The purpose of this group chat is to catch up with our past classmates and reforge connection. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns. You're the only one I know who writes such long paragraphs in full chat. And I wasn't all of that information already in the mail. It never hurts to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Also, I would recommend spelling its email, email, as it compound made up words electronic and mail. You don't write e-business or e-learning, either do you? Anyway, it's nice to meet you again, Emmy. Nice to meet you as well. Nice to meet You as well. It wasn't me. Oh my goodness, this forces me to write so long. I have to admit that I am not fully sure. Ah, whose name belongs to who though? Name belongs who? Okay. Do I have to write something else? Oh, I told you using your full name as a chat name, at least your first name, just like Amy, would make these things a lot easier. But Gigi sounds way cuter. Ooh. Anyway, I'm Angie. We hung out one time if you still remember. Now that you mention it, we did hang out once. We weren't particularly close though. Angie was someone who got along with everyone in our class and who always surrounded by a bunch of other girls. It was the same when we went shopping. She invited me directly and I wasn't sure how to decline. I initially assumed we'd go with a few people, but we ended up going as a group of 15. Hanging out with so many people at once was a bit much. I didn't dislike Angie, so I think I genuinely enjoy hanging out with her one on one. And you might know Mike as Maik as Mike. Don't mind his frequent typographical errors, you'll have to get used to them. Thank you. Oh, hello. He's a bit shy, but he'll open up to you in no time. This is cute, by the way. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay. Hi, Mike. I'm not sure, but I don't think we interacted much during our times at school. Did we? I don't think so. Think. Mike didn't have too big of presence, so I'm not surprised that you don't remember him. Only because he was shy, though he was really good at sports. If he had been less timid, he would have likely been very popular. Okay, you three seem close. Were you friends back in school? I don't remember seeing them hang out together. Kind of. It was Angie's fault. Angie. Don't make it sound like a bad thing. I noticed that Blaze and Mike always hung out alone, and so I befriended them. We ended up hanging out frequently, and our friendship lasted beyond school. I wasn't good at making friends. I probably would have been fine alone, but it was still nice to have people I could share my thoughts with. Oh, it was both. Why the hell Blaze likes writing a lot of text? Okay, it was by the way also Angie decided to create this group reunion chat mic and I ended up dragged into it. Angie tends to be pretty disorganized of her. They'd be oh my goodness. Administrative and I guess reforging contact just in case they come in handy later isn't a bad idea either. I joined because I was hoping that I could get to know my classmates properly since I missed out on that when I was still in school. I noticed that you became more outgoing recently, Mike. I think that's great. So, what have you all been up to after leaving school? I'll start. This might come as a bit of surprise, but I've never been. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I've been working on software development. Wow, that was a surprise indeed. And she was very open about herself to anyone who would listen, but I had never heard of her being into tech. I personally think that there was no reason to keep your love for programming a secret back as an NG. Yeah, it wasn't anything bad at. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't any THNG bad after all. Oh, well, I just thought it would make me seem weird of something for something. Teehee! What does it mean? Well, my past suspicions are something being confirmed, unfortunately. There are some colleagues and clients at my company that make snarky comments. They're just being poo-poo heads. Don't mind them. Yeah, we know how skilled you are at what you. Thanks, guys. I'm glad I was able to talk about my hobby with you. you two back then at least. This is probably the reason why we got to so close in the first place. Can you imagine my surprise at me when Blaze came up to me out of the blue and told me that he knew that I was into programming? I totally thought he was about to blackmail me. 3 dots. Turns out he's just really smart and wants to confirm his suspicions. It didn't make sense to keep it secret from Blaze and Mike after that, so I just poured my heart out about all the nerdy stuff, and I couldn't talk about with anyone else to them. Kissy kissy, it's kissing emojis. Bit off topic, but that emoji you used gives me heartburn. Yes, it looks quite odd. I think it's cute. Anyway, you're next, Mike. You'll be surprised to hear what Mike has been up to, Emmy. Actually, how about you guess first? I didn't know Mike at all, so I wasn't sure how I was supposed to guess his current job. All I knew about him was that he was into sports back in school. Something with sports? I knew you'd guess that. It's a probably bit WIERD jump from sports, but I work with animals. I enjoyed sports in school, but I also really liked biology. I also always felt less awkward around animals than humans, so I ended up studying zoology and became a keeper. That's really cool. So you work at the zoo? Yeah, it's really fun. I actually forgot to count for that I did have to work with other people even when working at a zoo, but my coworkers are really cool, and thanks to them I became a bit more sociable. Which is why I hope I can and be get to know my classmates properly now. Anyway, I probably watched too much. Your turn, Blaze. Blaze's story is prob more interesting. I see my time has come then. Oh no. I knew early on that I wanted to study and practice law. I figured out it would be an challenge and proved to be a fulfilling career path. After some research, I concluded that the best option for me was Yale University in the United States of America. It has a fairly acceptance rate, but I wasn't too worried. Currently, I'm in my last semester. Do you have any further questions? That sounds great. What is America like? Well, it's hard to generalize as this is a very big country, but what impressed me was the contrast between the big cities and the more rural areas of America. I also like spending time at the parks. That's very pleasant. They are very pleasant. Forgot to ask earlier, but have you made friends here? I'd love to get them to know them. No, he's not replying. That's probably a reply in and of itself. But did always have trouble making friends because of unapproachable he made himself. Hmm, I don't need any friends in America. I can just hang out online with you. Oh, that's sweet. You know, Emmy Blaze might seem very unfriendly and pedantic, but he is actually very nice. He always helped me with anything if I needed any help, and not just with studying. Yeah, he's a bit of thunder. What is it? What is this tsundere? You know, someone who seems cold and harsh but gets warm and kind as you get to know them. Oh, the one who says it's not like I like you or anything. Be baka. I would never say that. Sure. I wasn't following this conversation at all. Their replies just made me more confused. Anyway, what about you, Amy? What have you been doing? Nothing as interesting as you three. Working at a convenience store to bridge time until I'm sure of what I want to do long term. No worries, I'm sure you'll figure it out soon, so enough. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it looks I'm thinking to find out what I want to be a keeper. There is no rush. I wouldn't recommend wasting too much time either though. She was like, you just ruined it. Okay, but I guess there's nothing wrong with taking your time to make sure that you choose the right career path for you. Yay! There was a bit of an odd bunch, but they all seemed like a very nice people overall. Well, Blaze still seemed a bit stuck up, but I trust Angie's and Mike's assessments of him. They knew him way longer than I did. Can I skip? My stomach's rumbling. Right, I still hadn't eaten anything since I come home. I'll be AFK for a bit. I'll make myself something to eat. See you in a bit. Ew, I should get something too. Back in a bit. Bum 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 bum. A software developer, a zookeeper, and a lawyer. They all had chosen really interesting career paths. I can't help but feel bad about my lack thereof. I have no idea about programming and it seems too tough for me anyway, so I guess that wouldn't work for me. I'm allergic to animal hair, so zookeeper would like to be out of the question. I'm also not smart enough to become a lawyer. S- What am I good at? Stocking shelves? Oh well, I'll figure it out eventually. Maybe they can give me some tips later. For now, I'll warm up some leftover risotto. That should improve my mood. How late is it now? Huh? 3 a.m.? There's still some time left until Liv wakes up. I wonder how well she remembers Angie, Blaze, and Mike. Now that I think about how come the three of them are still awake? Maybe I should maybe I should ask them when I'm back at my laptop. Here we go, I'm back with food and renewed motivation. Hmm? Are my headphones broken? The music sounds weird. Oh well, I was planning on buying new ones soon anyway. The music's still listenable, it just sounds a bit distorted. I'll manage. Let's see what they've been chatting about while I was gone. Huh? Apparently nothing. They probably have their own group chat. Right, I want to ask them how come they're still awake. Okay, I'm back. I am back. People, guys, chicas. Oh, welcome back. WB, hello again. Can I skip? I've been wondering how come you're still awake. Thank you. It's still early evening here in America, so it's a time zone difference in my case. I have tomorrow off and I usually like staying up late when I don't have to wake up early the next day. I also might have had too much coffee and I can't sleep. Oh, I had a what is LH at the zoo, currently transitioning to being a night keeper. Shift. It's embarrassing typo. This is why I tell you to double check your message before sending them. Hang out. With some of the owls, they are chill. Not a fan of scorpions, though. They're active at night and scurry around. Scorpions. It's the same for me. I also work the late shift, stay up for a few hours after getting home. The main reason why I stay up after my night shift is so that I can chat with Sleep before going to sleep. Liv gets up very early, so that's usually the best time to catch up with her online. She probably got Blaze's invitation as well. I assume she'll join as well once she's awake. Hey, I have an idea. How about we each tell an embarrassing secret that way we can get to know each other better? It sounds like a dumb idea. I'm not sure about this. I don't think I'd be able to come up with anything interesting. And I also didn't feel like sharing secrets with half strangers, even if they are past classmates. I guess it's fine. Please don't cry. Alright, if Mike thinks it's okay, then I guess I'll play along. No worries, Amy, you can just pass or tell us something general about yourself. We don't know you that well, so that's be totally fine. Alright then. I guess I'll just tell them something random about myself rather than the actual secret. Alright, I'll go first since I proposed it. You already know about my love for programming when I was at school, so that's not much of a secret anymore. Instead, I'll tell you about something else. This is probably not something unnormal, but sometimes I feel jealous of other people. I guess I don't like this about myself because I don't want to have negative thoughts about others. This especially happens when people openly share their things they are passionate about. Probably because I never go to talk about my hobby openly. Thanks you for sharing. Don't worry, feeling jealous sometimes is normal. Yeah, probably. I agree. How you deal with these feelings is what's important. You go no, you go next, Blaze. I'm still thinking. Alright then, I'll share with you the worst day of my life. Dramatic pause. I gotta see once in grade school. What the heck? This is the worst day? Come on. I guess from Blaze, this is just a big confession. You'll never understand my pain. Wherever I'm next, Blaze and Angie already know, but it might be a surprise for you, Amy. When I was in school, I did sports and took care of what I ate. But since finishing school, I kind of abandoned sports and I'm not as careful about eating healthy. So I've gained some weight, meaning I don't look much how I used to. The keeper job is physically demanding, but not enough to level out of my love for food. I don't think it's really a problem, as long as it doesn't affect your health in a major way. Yeah, and there are definitely the women out there who are into chubby but underneath muscular guys. Was looks like a boob. Okay. Anyway, your turn, Annie. Mike working at the zoo reminded me of something it's not much of a secret though. I'd never be able to work at the zoo because of my animal hair allergy. Bless you. Okay, but on top of that, I'm also allergic to iguanas. How do you even find out something like that? It's a long story. I'd love to hear about it when we meet in person for the reunion. Anyway, my turn again. I guess I can tell you somewhat of a follow up to my last admission. There was one time when I felt especially jealous. I was someone I knew who was into sprinting. She was really passionate about it, and it was the topic of most of our conversations. My attempts at changing the topic were usually unsuccessful. She was really good at running and definitely would become a successful athlete. It was a bit painful to listen to her speak about her hobbies openly while being reminded that I couldn't talk about my own, but I find it a smile every time we talked and tried to not let it phase me. Eventually, I had to find a way to vent so I wouldn't explode though. Well, I did something that I'm definitely not proud of. I ended up putting tags into her running shoes. Oh, that sounds bad. That was unexpected. I always saw Angie as a really kind person. I never expected her to resort to that, but I guess everyone has their dark side. And it seemed like Angie was regretting it. I guess you do stupid stuff when you're younger? I assume it's my turn then. This time I'll recount something that might be more interesting to you. Don't forget to split up your message so it's easier to read. Alright, then I'll try. When I was very young, I knew someone who went on my nerves more than anyone else. He was lazy, got bad grades, was vulgar, and overall an unpleasant person, and he always followed me around, trying to befriend me, no matter how much I declined. Until something happened on a school trip, we had to go hiking on a mountain, and being a very fit hung back. And since the boy, to my detriment, wanted to hang out with me, he hung back as well. He kept passionately talking my ear off about something irrelevant. I don't remember what exactly. Well, he distracted himself so much that he slipped and toppled over the edge. He managed to grab a root that was protruding out of the cliffside. Apparently, due to shock, he wasn't able to cry out for help. All he could do was gasp in desperation. The teacher and the other kids ahead of us hadn't heard what happened and kept walking on. Well, oh, there were several things I could have done at the moment. I could have grabbed his hand or I could have cried out to the teacher, but I didn't do anything. All I could think of at that moment was how little would be lost if the boy were to disappear. And I still continued walking, pretending that I didn't notice. The boy was found dead at the foot of the mountain not too long after. What the heck? The teacher showed the responsibility as she was supposed to watch us, but I knew that I was at fault. I still remember his face when he mouthed for help without getting a single sound out, tears in his eyes. That's really heavy, my friends. Oh god, I'm shocked. A step up from the story about getting a C. Okay, this is really something he should be openly sharing with me. This is very serious. I guess it wasn't like Blaze actively killed him, and Blaze was still young, but that's still a very extreme story. Right then, my turn again. Oh, my stomach hurts right now. I don't know why. Okay. My secret is work related, so please don't tell anyone. Don't wanna get fired. Okay, sure. It wasn't like I knew where he worked anyway, so I wonder if he should be telling me secrets that could cost him his job. I oftentimes stay late at the zoo after most of the other have left. The ones working the night shift usually don't notice. That sounds relatively harmless so far. That is. I'd often skip dinner when staying at the zoo so I'd get hungry at night. So eventually the intrusive thoughts started. I'd start wondering what animals at the zoo would taste. Oh my goodness, did you know that seals look chunky but their meat has less than 2% fat? Also lots of protein. There are also indigenous people who eat parrots. Also heard of people eating tigers somewhere. Anyhow, these thoughts are troubling. I see the animals as friends and family, and I'm thinking about eating friends and family is troubling. Kind of weird me out. The longer the longer secret sharing is going on, the more unsympathetic everyone seems, and the more uncomfortable I'm becoming. But I guess that's what happens when people start sharing their darkest secrets. It's 4 a.m. already, I should go take a shower. I'll be gone for a bit. Alright, see you later. Thank you. Okay, this is a little bit cringy. The more I think about it, the more I wonder if what they wrote is true. Angie bullied and physically hurt someone, Blaze let someone die, and Mike is thinking about eating animals he works with. Those were pretty shocking stories. But would they be sharing them with an almost stranger like me? Was they playing a prank on me? Phew, that was nice. So, do I dare open the chat again? I suspect things have become pretty awkward after those confessions. Seems like no one had written any new messages since I left. Hey, Emmy's back! It's very strange that like when Emmy is leaving and they just stop talking to each other and Emmy is joining and they start the conversation. This is super weird. And the music is background is weird too. Okay, we're just gonna continue. Hello again. How could they tell I was back? Full chat doesn't have any online or away or offline indications. That's true by the way. Alright. With Amy being back, how about we continue? I volunteer to go next. I'd like to share the aftermath of what I experienced on that trip. I trust you are familiar with the concept of natural selection. It's a term popularized by Charles Darwin. The term natural selection is also oftentimes used mockingly whenever someone themselves while doing something unintelligent. Sometimes said unintelligent actions even result is death. The boys' test I talked about might fit that category. That got me thinking, what if instead leaving it up to chance you were to force said natural selection, which would make it less natural of course, but if I were to do that, I wouldn't choose the affected randomly. I would use as the standard measure and filter out the ones who were by a big macho okay inferior to me. I like luckily being a good judge of person's capabilities and whether they are justified in living. So I gave it a go, and it was pretty successful. I would research them, come up with a challenge, and warn them of the consequences that await them There were two fail, and I saw the pretty clever consequences if I might add. Swimmers who didn't succeed drowned with their arms and feet tied. Singers got their vocal cords ripped out. Cooks were cooked alive. Despite the challenges being rather easy, in my opinion, at least a few survived. The ones who did survive rose to new heights. Did you know Boremi, that bowler who became famous for never missing a strike this year? There was also some commotion around him missing two fingers out of nowhere. You had me to sing for that. He was to have one of his fingers smashed to a pulp with a bowling ball for every strike he missed. He did unfortunately miss two. The first because he didn't believe my threat. The second, what's that noise? What's that noise come from? Okay, the second because he was too afraid of what would happen the next time he'd miss. Quitting bowling wasn't an option, of course. He'd lose more than his fingers if he did that. Smash, smash, smash. Using a bowling ball was a bit inefficient, but it get the point across. Nice. A bit brutal, but it works, it works. What the? What kind of twisted prank is this? I'll go next. This has something to do with the girl who loved running I told you about. Well, putting the text into her shoes wasn't the only thing I did. No matter what I did, she wouldn't give up running, and I tried everything. I put laxatives in her food before an important race. I spread nasty rumors about her, like how weird she smelled when she trained because she sweated so much. Eventually, I found out one permanent solution to this problem. I invited her to a shadowed part of the school building where no one would bother us, and pushed her down the steps. She wasn't too badly hurt, she had only twisted her ankle. Fortunately, I had prepared the sledgehammer in advance. It was pretty heavy, but I managed to lift it and shattered her legs. I brought the hammer down and over again. I can still. Fuck, I won't. I can still hear the crunching mixed with her screams. I loved the look on her face when she realized she'd never be able to run again. She, as one, of course, tried to accuse me, but no one believed her. There was no evidence, and I was like, well liked by teachers and students. So she was called a liar who was jealous of me and probably just going to it and tried to frame me. That was when I got taste of destroying other people's dreams. I felt something ecstatic when I stepped in eardrums of composer and peeled off the skin of mod. What the heck? Oh, I'm getting nostalgic. Oh, this is so creepy. Okay, I can relate. Try very relatable. This was beyond being a pet prank. This was sick. That that is sick. That is sick, alright? That is freaking sick. Alright, let me tell you a story as well. Why do they keep telling stories? I thought that it will be just one round. And why they are not letting Amy to talk? At the zoo there was a penguin that I was really close to. Hung out with him regularly, played a lot with him. He was really cute. Was probably my closest friend aside from Angie and Blaze. He also really seemed to like me back. None of the keepers were as close to him as me. Whenever I entered his pen, he'd run up to me right away. He was also always sad when I had to leave. I'd have been very sad if anything ever happened to that penguin. One night, I stayed in the penguin's pen. He had convinced me to sleep over. I was watching him sleep peacefully when the hunger. Oh no, come on, I killed him and ate him right then and there. I was crying, but he tastes so good. Then I moved on to the bear also. Thank you very much. So that helped deliver. I had them all while crying, but they said that their death was the better they test the initial makers interested from the animals to make co-workers. So how sad would I be if I ate them? How tasty would they be? Alright, this is screwed up. Very screwed up. They all have disturbing imagination. I want to know. I want to know. Also, what is up with my headphones? I keep hearing this weird sound. Alright, I just remembered, Emmy. Was this your address? What the? Why do you have this? I made sure to research everyone's address to be able to find a good meeting spot for the in-person event most people would not object to. How about we visit Amy now that we are friends? That sounds like a great idea. I'm a bit far away in America. It might take me a few minutes. Alright, I have had enough. They're seriously keep creeping me out. There's no reason to keep talking to them while no other classmates have joined. Maybe we can make a new group chat without those three. Huh? Message by Leaf? I guess she's awake already. Hey, Emmy. Hey, Leaf. Have you also received the group chat invite from Blazy? They're planning a class reunion, but they're being really weird. In white? Can't say that I got one. Can't say that I got one. Didn't Blaze say he sent out an invite to all our past classmates? That's odd. Hey, this reminds me of an urban legend I read recently. It's about some scary group chat message stuff. Let me send you a link. Oh, come on. There she goes again with those urban legends and occult stories. Surely can't get enough of them. Thank you. Rock Games. Not exactly in the mood for scary stories, but I'll humor live. Okay, a rumor has been making its sounds recently. Some of our readers have reported getting scary group chat invitations from old acquaintances, distant family, and work colleagues. Don't click on the invite links to those chat invitations under any circumstances. Witness reports speak of three different ghosts that can be encountered in said chat rooms. A gluttonous ghost that can be seen no matter how much it eats, a ghost filled with regret and jealousy that thrives off destroying other people's happiness, a ghost that feels superior to everyone and wants to get rid of anyone that doesn't. These annotations usually appear at night and disappear the next day. If it doesn't disappear, then it's likely a legit invasion. If not, then you've been contacted by these ghosts. If you accept their invitation and keep chatting with them, they can enter your home. To avoid them, you need to ignore said invitation until it appears. Again, don't click on any chat invite links that you receive at night. Someone sent a message into the group chat. Class reunion. We are here. We are here. We are here. Wow. Okay, I actually love that. Thank you for the game. Game design, writing, audio, everything is good. This is really cool. I liked it. Okay,